Is the MagSafe Battery Pack a bad buy when compared to the competition? I discussed this in my long-term review. But first, a word from our sponsor.
9to5Mac is sponsored by AirBuddy 2, a must-have utility for AirPods users. The original version was great, but AirBuddy 2 comes with tons of new incredible features. It extends macOS to improve your AirPods experience, and it's fully compatible with Big Sur and Apple Silicon. Just open your charging case next to your Mac to see a beautiful UI with info on batteries, connection, and status. With AirBuddy 2, you can connect and change listening modes at the same time with a single trackpad gesture. Automate system volume, audio input and listening mode so you're ready to go into a video call with just a single click. And you can enjoy custom global keyboard shortcuts that allow you to quickly connect to, disconnect from, or change listening modes on your devices. And get this, version 2.4 comes with a brand new battery alerts feature. Go to airbuddy.app/9to5Mac to learn more. The first 100 9to5Mac viewers to use that URL will get AirBuddy with a 20% discount. And stay tuned to the end of this video to learn about even more things that AirBuddy 2 can do for you.
So I've had the MagSafe Battery Pack for several weeks now, and these are my final thoughts. I don't think there's a cut and dry answer as to whether you should purchase this $99 battery pack or not. It's really going to depend on the phone you use, whether or not you really care about iOS integration, and whether you want a battery pack that is super well designed and just works. That being said, the MagSafe Battery Pack is not the best battery pack if you want the fastest and most thorough charge. We're going to talk about that in a little bit because there are two competitors that I can think of right off the top of my head that give this device a run for its money. And we're going to talk about an offering from Anker and an offering from Mophie and compare those two chargers with the MagSafe Battery Pack. So here it is. It's a very simple design. You get sort of a soft touch, hard exterior in a device that is about 1/2 inch thick. So it's actually a little bit thicker than any of the iPhone 12 models available. Now on the bottom of the device, you have a lightning connection and an LED indicator that tells you battery status. So it's a very simple device, but very well designed. And I appreciate that they used a hard matte plastic on the exterior instead of something like silicone, which would attract dust and would be difficult to place in your pocket or remove it from your pocket without disconnecting it from your iPhone. Now, I also appreciated the rounded corners. Not only does it make it comfortable to hold in the hand, but you'll notice that the corner radius matches the iPhone 12 mini to a T. And of course, that isn't the iPhone 12 mini, but I just thought it was interesting to compare the original iPhone to the design of the MagSafe Battery Pack. But we're going to talk about some of the competition in this video and talk about some of the advantages that the competition has over the MagSafe Battery Pack and some of the advantages that the MagSafe Battery Pack has over the competition. So like I said, the MagSafe Battery Pack has two primary competitors, that being the $55 Anker PowerCore Magnetic 5K, which is a mouthful, right? But it is probably the closest that you'll get to the MagSafe Battery Pack in terms of size and form factor. And of course, there are quite a few differences. The main one being that this isn't a MagSafe compatible battery pack per se. Although it does work, it is magnetic and it will attach to the back of your iPhone 12. You can see how it compares to the MagSafe Battery Pack. Very similar, except it's a little bit thicker. Now here is the Mophie Snap Plus Juice Pack Mini, and as you can see, it's about the same thickness as the MagSafe Battery Pack, but it is taller and it is slightly wider as well, not by much, but just slightly. And you can see, just like the Anker, it has the power button, the USB-C connection, and the 4 LED indicators to tell you your battery life. But as you can see, it's noticeably taller, it's also noticeably cheaper, and can be had for less than 50 bucks. But there's more to consider here. How about the magnetic connection? So, the best magnetic connection is, unsurprisingly, the MagSafe Battery Pack. It has the most stable connection, although it still can disconnect accidentally if you're not careful. But compared to the Anker, it's no question a much more solid connection. The Anker, it really just doesn't have a great magnetic connection at all. So you kind of have to be careful with how you hold your iPhone. Now, the Mophie is definitely a lot better than the Anker, and that may have something to do with the form factor. but it's still not quite as good as the MagSafe connection on the MagSafe Battery Pack. Now, like I was saying earlier, the corner radius and the size of the MagSafe Battery Pack makes me think that this thing was designed with the iPhone 12 mini in mind. It just fits it like a glove. It fits it perfectly. It looks like it was designed with the iPhone 12 mini in mind, but it also fits the other iPhone 12 models as well. Now here is the Anker, and as you can see, it fits the iPhone 12 mini, although it's thicker and it doesn't rest flat against the iPhone. Now here is the Mophie, and as you can see, it actually extends beyond the bottom of the iPhone 12 mini, so that's not a great fit. It's actually wider as well, and look, it blocks the camera as well. Skip the Mophie if you have an iPhone 12 mini. So here is the baseline iPhone 12 with the MagSafe, with the Anker, and with the Mophie. They all fit really well. Here's the iPhone 12 Pro Max with the MagSafe, Anker, and Mophie. One of the biggest advantages enjoyed by the MagSafe Battery Pack is its iOS integration. So when you connect, you're going to find a MagSafe pop-up on your lock screen telling you the battery status of both your iPhone and the MagSafe Battery Pack. You can also add widgets to your home screen or to the Today view. So you can see the status widget for batteries. So I'm going to add that widget directly to my home screen. And now look, I have status for the MagSafe Battery Pack. It's at 10% right now, so I should probably charge. But again, you can also add to your Today view. So I can just drag over here, and now I have this battery widget, the large battery widget, right there on the Today view. So that gives me my battery status as well. Now, iOS integration is really important because, as you can see, there's only one LED indicator, and it only really tells you whether or not the battery is fully charged. So you can see if it's amber, it means the battery isn't fully charged. And if it's green, the battery is fully charged. And the only way you can see these indicators is if you either connect or disconnect from a power source, or you wirelessly charge with your iPhone 12 or other Qi-enabled device. In other words, there are no hardware buttons to interface with to tell your battery status. There are no buttons at all actually on the MagSafe Battery Pack because it just works. Whereas on the Anker and on the Mophie, you have a button, a power button, to turn on the device or turn it off. And you also have 4 LED indicators to give you incremental battery status. So you can see I connected the Anker Power Core Magnetic 5K to my iPhone 12, and it's not charging. Because why? Well, it's because I haven't turned the device on yet. Same thing goes for the Mophie as well. I haven't powered the device on, so it's not going to charge. So let's hit the power button, and you'll notice it turns on, but it's devoid of any sort of iOS integration. So that's the nice thing about the MagSafe Battery Pack. You connect it, it starts charging, there are no buttons to interface with, and you get iOS integration. Now let's talk about performance, because this is where the Anker and the Mophie really separate themselves from the MagSafe Battery Pack. Now, before we begin, Apple recommends that you fully charge the MagSafe Battery Pack when you first purchase it. And you're going to need to provide at least a 20-watt power adapter and a Lightning to USB-C cable to do that. You can also use this little guy, which is from Anker, and it has really no relation to this video, but I just love having that extra long braided Lightning to USB-C cable. Details down below in the description. All right, so how does the MagSafe Battery Pack actually perform? Well, I've done so many tests with the MagSafe Battery Pack with my iPhone 12 mini, iPhone 12, and iPhone 12 Pro Max. So here are the final numbers with a dead iPhone starting from 0%, charging it all the way up until the MagSafe Battery Pack was exhausted. So you can see the iPhone 12 mini gets 83% charged from 0 with the full MagSafe Battery Pack. The iPhone 12, just 63%, and the iPhone 12 Pro Max, 55%. So not horrible, right? But certainly not a full charge. Well, with the Anker and with the Mophie, things are quite a bit better. There's more capacity with these two devices, and they work a little bit faster than the MagSafe Battery Pack. So how do these things stack up? Well, Here are the original performance numbers that I just showed you. Now let's bring in the Mophie and the Anker for the iPhone 12. So we're just comparing the iPhone 12, and you can see from 0%, I was able to gain 98% and 100% respectively for the Mophie and Anker battery packs when compared to just 63% for the MagSafe Battery Pack. So if you just care about capacity and getting the most charge out of your battery pack, then hands down, the Anker or the Mophie is the one you want to go for. Now, how long does it actually take to charge up to the 63% that you got from a full MagSafe battery pack for the iPhone 12 when compared to the Mophie and the Anker? Well, the iPhone 12 took 124 minutes or about 2 hours to charge up to 63% before the MagSafe battery pack was exhausted, whereas the Mophie and the Anker did 103 minutes or just 99 minutes respectively. So not only does the Mophie and the Anker give you more battery capacity, but it charges your iPhone faster than the MagSafe battery pack. Now let's talk about some other characteristics of the MagSafe battery pack. If you connect a Lightning to USB cable, you can put the MagSafe battery pack into wired mode for faster charging, up to 15 watts. And this will charge both the MagSafe battery pack and the iPhone. Now, if you start with a dead MagSafe battery pack and a dead iPhone, it'll charge both simultaneously. But once it gets up to about 80%, it'll focus on recharging your iPhone to 100%, and then it'll charge the MagSafe battery pack the last 20% or so. So just like Apple's smart battery case, the MagSafe battery pack is a smart charging apparatus. Now, one notable feature of the MagSafe battery pack is that it supports reverse wireless charging. So you can plug the Lightning cable into your iPhone and it'll charge the iPhone, but also charge your MagSafe battery pack through the iPhone's wireless connection on the rear. This is handy when using wired CarPlay or when syncing with your Mac. The downside is that not only is charging the MagSafe battery very slow using this method, but charging actually won't kick in until your iPhone reaches about 80%. But one thing it doesn't have under its belt like the competition is the ability to output charge via a wired connection. So the advantage of the Anker and the Mophie is that it has a USB Type-C port. Not only is that used to facilitate charging the battery pack itself, but it can also output a charge to any USB Type-C device. But the downside of the Mophie and the Anker battery packs is that they aren't exactly smart in the sense that they won't automatically detect a device and power on automatically like the MagSafe battery pack. You actually have to turn the power button on in order to facilitate charging. There's also, unsurprisingly, no reverse wireless charging when using third-party devices. But being able to output via the USB-C port is a big win for the Mophie and the Anker. So I have my USB Type-C to Lightning cable, and I can charge my iPhone wired directly to the Mophie or the Anker, and it's much faster than charging wirelessly. You can't do that on the MagSafe battery pack. But it's not just about charging your iPhone. With these third-party batteries, you can charge any USB Type-C device. Yeah, so I can connect it to my PS5 DualSense controller if I want to. That's the nice thing about the Anker and the Mophie, that added flexibility. Now, all of the devices can serve as Qi chargers, true wireless Qi chargers using the built-in battery or a wired Qi charger when plugged in. This means that all the devices can recharge any Qi-enabled smartphone like the iPhone SE 2nd generation. But remember, you'll need to power on your battery pack if you're using one of the third-party options. It's a really nice thing about MagSafe, having automatic connectivity. So there's a whole lot to unpack here. The MagSafe battery pack is much more expensive than the competition at about $100. That's more than double the price of the Mophie and almost double of the Anker, which have more capacity, slightly faster charging, and that USB-C output. But if you care about things like true MagSafe connectivity with iOS integration, then the obvious choice for you is the MagSafe battery pack. Personally speaking, I was really hard on the MagSafe battery pack when it first came out, but after using it for several weeks, it's really grown on me. I especially like how it looks when paired with the official MagSafe silicone case, which I have right here. I think it looks great with this case right here. What do you guys think? And although the MagSafe battery pack costs significantly more, and it's not as fast, and it doesn't have as much capacity. I love the integration. I love the smarts, how it just works. There's no buttons to interface with. There's nothing to turn on or turn off. And I especially love how it fits the iPhone 12 mini like a glove. Truthfully, I think this device was designed with the iPhone 12 mini in mind. And that kind of makes sense given the fact that the iPhone 12 mini has suspect battery life. So with the MagSafe Battery Pack, you're able to replenish 83% of the iPhone 12 mini's battery from 0%. That's pretty good for a device that is fairly compact and fits the iPhone 12 mini like it was built for it. But the MagSafe Battery Pack is significantly less compelling for the iPhone 12 and especially the iPhone 12 Pro Max, which has good enough battery life on its own. If I needed a battery for one of those devices, I'd be more apt to purchase the Mophie or the Anker, which you can get for about $55. That surely beats the $99 asking price for the MagSafe Battery Pack. And not only do you get more capacity that's going to be able to fill your iPhone 12 or iPhone 12 Pro Max closer to 100%, you also get the flexibility of USB Type-C. But to be honest, there are going to be some people that just want that iOS integration, just want the smarts of the MagSafe Battery Pack, which you don't get with those competing third-party devices. And for those people, that's totally understandable. And honestly, just the convenience of the MagSafe Battery Pack makes me want to be irrational and just go ahead and pay the $100. What do you guys think? Which one would you choose? Let me know down below in the comments section. Thumbs up if you appreciated this video, and hit that subscribe button for more videos like this. This is Jeff with 9to5Mac.
9to5Mac is sponsored by AirBuddy 2, a must-have utility for AirPods users. As we discuss, AirBuddy 2 is the perfect companion for AirPods. It also extends macOS with the batteries widget and menu bar icon that shows all your devices intelligently grouped. And Smart Stats give you battery usage over time, total listening time, call time, and shows you which AirPod is draining its battery more quickly. But AirBuddy goes beyond headphones. It can show battery information for your iOS devices, accessories like the Magic Keyboard and Magic Mouse, and even other Macs running AirBuddy, including their accessories. And with the Magic Handoff, you can transfer a Magic Mouse, trackpad, or keyboard between two Macs running AirBuddy with just a few clicks. Go to airbuddy.app/9to5Mac to learn more. The first 100 9to5Mac viewers to use that URL will get AirBuddy with a 20% discount. Special thanks to AirBuddy 2 for sponsoring 9to5Mac.